Our breaking news tonight, 3 officers dead, 3 wounded in Baton Rouge. A really tough day for Baton Rouge and for the country, really. Here to talk about how to keep our police safe is Sheriff David Clarke of Milwaukee County, Wisconsin. He is going to be speaking at the Republican convention tomorrow night. Sheriff, thank you very much for that horrific day. I spoke to the heads of the Sheriff Department, the Police Department, and the state police down there, and they told us how their hearts were reeling. Their message is peace and coming together in the country. What's your message?
You don't believe that for 1 minute, do you?
That their message is?
Yeah.
That's what they said to me.
Do we know that generally the American law enforcement officers are racist? Do we know this?
Go on.
I ask a question.
Do I know American general law enforcement are racist? I don't think anyone is accusing. If you're insinuating that people are accusing or saying that law enforcement across this country as a whole are racist, then your assumption is wrong.
I am one who always says that you should comply with police officers, especially as a man of color.
That's
when I'm
exactly
stopped
correct.
by a police officer,
I tell my kids the same
officer,
thing.
Why are you stopping me? Yes, yes, officer, or whatever. And that is the reality of it. I have to do that because I want to stay alive. As accomplished,
let me
finish. As accomplished as I am, and a man of color on television who are recognizable to many people, I have to do that because I don't want to be shot and I don't want to be killed.
If you're insinuating that people are accusing or saying that law enforcement across this country as a whole are racist, then your assumption is wrong.
There is systemic racism in this country, and there are police departments that need to be reformed.
It started out as hands up, don't shoot.
You're talking about Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Okay. So if you want to, you would need to speak to someone who is a member of Black Lives Matter about whether they have perpetrated a fraud on the American people. That's up to Black Lives Matter. That's not me. I'm neither a member of Black Lives Matter, I'm neither a supporter or someone who doesn't support them. I simply report on Black Lives Matter.
If people can have outrage, and I said this earlier, people can be outraged and signed by the hundreds of thousands a petition for family members, parents to lose their child over a gorilla at a zoo, then surely you can be outraged by witnessing 2 human lives being lost on television, live on television. So I am heartened by this. My voice is cracking. I am upset. But I really do believe that change is about to come in this country. I feel that something is going to happen with the situation when it comes to not only the way police interact with people of color, but also when it comes to race in this country. It is time that we stop just talking and saying, I need to have a conversation. It is time that we actually do something, and I hope that...
Do you condemn the anti-police rhetoric coming from this hateful ideology?
As a journalist sitting here on television, I don't have to condemn anyone.
I still say, and I know people will get upset, if an officer stops you, you do what he says.
There's no disagreement there.
And you do it.
But I think
you have to, but in this environment, to stay alive, you should do that.
There's no question that from a practical standpoint, I mentor young men in Brooklyn. I tell them the very same thing. We want you alive. We want you around. Right. So we need you to conduct yourself in a certain way when you're dealing with law enforcement.
I condemn it. There is no place in American discourse for that sort of vile, vitriolic hate coming out of this ideology. This has fueled and fan the flames of this anger toward the American police officer. There's only one group in America, one time, that truly cares about the lives of black people in these urban ghettos. And it's the American police officer who goes down there on a daily basis, puts their life on the line to protect who? Black people. So when you say we just want to have a conversation, let's have a conversation about the black-on-black crime, which kills more black males, which is more of a threat to any black male in the United States than a law enforcement officer.
Sheriff,